stare into space. I put things in place. I hurry up and wait. The door's locked at the walk a straight line. My mind spirals time. I'm doing dusk and dawn are my latest born. They need me and I need them. Happy to be here, but sometimes I yawn. Not fully tapped into my potential. Struggle and balance of opposites. Pupa and the rabbit, profoundly cute but a dumb wit, mixed with the trigger and hair, neurotic. Struggle and balance of opposites. Pupa and the rabbit, profoundly cute but a dumb wit, mixed with the trigger and hair, neurotic. Memory, mammary, memory. Whiskey that'll put some hair on your chest. Pour the Play-Doh through the machinery. Turn the knob, Play-Doh hair comes out your breast. Memory, mammary, memory. Whiskey that'll put some hair on your chest. Pour the Play-Doh through the machinery. Turn the knob, Play-Doh hair comes out your breast. Everybody, memory, mammary, memory. Whiskey that'll put some hair on your chest. Pour the Play-Doh through the machinery. Turn the knob, Play-Doh hair comes out your breast. We will never really speak the same language. Believe me when I said I am powerless over this. But you could pat my head like a dog, I am loyal. And I hope we never spoil.
Welcome to Raw. I'm your host, Lena. That was Song is a Strong Word by Pheobe Blue, who's here with me now.
Hey.
How are you, Phoebe?
Good, how are you?
Good. So tonight you're solo, but you do have a band.
I do,
We just want to mention them quick and give a shout out.
Hey, Make Believes.
Yeah. So what's the full name of the band if you're out?
Pheobe Blue and the Make Believes.
And the Make Believes.
Yeah, so bass, drum, flute, and I play guitar and sing.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you're from Staten Island. You were just saying like generations.
Yeah, 4th generation.
Nobody admits that. No.
Yeah. No, I'm proud. I'm proud.
I am too. I like Staten Island.
Cool.
I have a good time.
Yeah.
And I love the ferry. It's a party at night.
It is.
When you take it back, right?
Yeah.
So, song is a strong word.
Mm-hmm.
Did you write the song?
Yes.
And why is song a strong word?
Yeah, so that title is basically because I don't always feel like I am a musician or a songwriter, and like maybe this is a poem that I'm singing with music. Like, so I don't feel like categorizing myself in a box. So sometimes I'm like, is this a song? I don't know.
Have you had a good response to it though? You play
Yeah,
it out.
yeah. It's kind of like,
it's a song.
yeah, it's a song. But yeah, it's a little weird, but in a good way.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So what are some of your influences?
So the type of music that I identify with is called anti-folk. It's not against folk music, it's just a bad name for a genre that was created in the 80s in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, where like if you don't really fit into folk, but you don't fit into like punk, and so it's kind of this like punk folky, and so I don't really like to have like hardcore influences. I like to just feel like this is just a happy accident. So
But you're truly creative.
Well,
Whatever
thanks.
you're feeling is coming out
yeah, yeah.
and expressing it through music, which is a wonderful thing with music.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you play the guitar. Mm-hmm. Did you study the guitar while growing up?
Not really. A neighbor of mine taught me acoustic guitar when I was like 16, but I was like, I can't play these
It's hard
cover
because
songs.
you have to learn to really stretch your fingers, right? When you're
Yeah.
going up. High E, low E, I tried it once.
Yeah.
And they said cut your nails. I was like, okay, we're going over to piano.
Yeah, so I didn't really feel like I could cover other people's songs and sing at the same time. So I just put it away for a while, and then a few years later I was like, let me just, so Adam Sandler influenced me. I think he's hilarious and musical and wonderful. And so I was like, let me write a silly song about my friends, and I did. And then from there, I was like, okay, I could just know 2 chords and write hundreds of songs. And so then I just didn't stop.
So I don't think I've ever had a musician tell me, like, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I give
But
him
that's
full
great
credit,
because
if
I'm
anyone.
a fan.
Yeah.
So that's good. All right, we're going to hear another song, and we'll be back.
Maybe I'm not that uptight. Maybe you're just crazy. I'm an Energizer bunny, and you're just lazy. I need someone to turn me off, take my batteries out, and pull me down. Everyone's tower's falling in 2019. You gotta get off the bus to get in the limousine. Act like I know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. You gotta jump out or get pushed. The sleep wasn't great. I wake up above my body, watch myself roll out of bed like I was never there. I haunt the house and get lost in mirrors. Ridiculous but genuine. I can swim against the current. ridiculous but genuine. Whether we were or weren't, whether we were or weren't, ridiculous but genuine. I can swim against the current, ridiculous but genuine, ridiculous but genuine. I can swim against the current, ridiculous but genuine. Whether we were or weren't, whether we were or weren't, ridiculous but genuine. I can swim against the current, ridiculous but genuine. Two ears, one mouth, keep it in your house. A door closes, a window opens, and you're falling out. You're falling out.
We're back. You just heard The Wild Unknown. So tell me about that song, because you write the music. So where were you? What were you feeling in your head when you came up with that, The Wild Unknown?
Yeah, so The Wild Unknown is the type of tarot deck that I use for reading tarot cards. So there's a lot of tarot reference in it, and
I'm interested in that. I love
cool,
that.
yeah. Quite literally, I mention in the lyrics how 2019 is a transitional time for everyone collectively, and that we're all kind of going through the same stuff at the same time, which is weird, but it's true.
Well, the universe is getting us in sync.
Yeah, so the Tower card is,
Not a good card.
but it's about rebirth and, building something new and better. So, things were not that great in the situation of the Tower, and you had to just.
So this was a reading that you did on yourself, and this was just playing around with the
Sure,
cards?
we can say that. It's abstract enough that that's accurate. Sorry.
No, that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a I guess creative way of coming up with the song. So
Yeah.
that works. And the mood when you were doing it, because that does have an effect,
Yeah.
right?
I guess it's a dark but hopeful mood of acceptance.
So when you live on Staten Island in St. George.
Yeah, Stapleton, St. George.
Oh, Stapleton. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. But there's a lot of things. Everything's very trendy now.
Sure.
When you go out, is it kind of I was watching this whole history about Friends. They used to go to the coffee shop. Phoebe was always sitting with her guitar.
Yeah.
Phoebe.
Yeah.
So do you do that? Just look out the window at night besides doing the cards and.
Yeah, I don't know, music for me is more private and personal songwriting process. So I'm not in the coffee house with a guitar.
You're sitting in your room.
Yeah,
and
it's
like a meditation.
Yeah. And then when the song is ready to come out, then people will see and hear it, but until it's ready, it's in the workshop kind of.
Well, we're going to hear another song, and then you have to come back and tell us where we can find all the info about you. And so check this out. We'll be back.
This is growing faster than my head. This is growing faster than my nails. This is going deeper than my stare. This is going far out over there. Are we flying too close to the sun? I'm on fire, are we having fun? Who knows where we'll be when this is done? We're not there yet, this has just begun. Your color rhymes with nothing, I'm out of time or something. Rejected by enterprise, that's why we're at the Hertz. A collage is brewing, let it ferment. What are we doing? Quicksand cement. This is growing faster than my hair. This is growing faster than my nails. This is going deeper than my stare. This is going far out over there. Are we flying too close to the sun? I'm on fire, are we having fun? Who knows where we'll be when this is done? We're not there yet, this has just begun.
Far out over there. We're over here, me and Phoebe.
Yes.
So far out over there. That's another like very creative song.
Yeah, it's like far out over there. I like to say.
And where were you creating that song?
You know, I don't remember. It's within the past year that I wrote it. But for me, it was like more of a traditional writing process and less weird. And I was proud that I wrote something in like a more simple kind of mainstream, dare I say, radio play way. So it just kind of came and I let it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So all of these songs that we're hearing from you, they can be found online, right, by people?
Yeah, I mean, these songs are newer, so they're not, I'm in the recording process now, but you can find all my music on bandcamp.com/PhoebeBlue. You could search me on the Google, the YouTube, all those things, Facebook, Instagram. I host an open mic every Tuesday night at Leedy's.
Oh.
And that's a fun time.
I'm sure that is. That's
Yeah.
a fun little place to go and hit, yeah.
Yeah, we have fun.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we wish you well. Hope to
Thank
see
you.
you soon.
Yes.
And thanks for tuning in. We'll be back. back, and I'm here with Pupa, a very talented fella. Now, you were just telling me about that you play the guitar, but naming you also play so many other things.
Well, mainly I'm a guitar player. I use a guitar synthesizer, so I do a lot of experimental type of sounds with my instrument, but I'm a bass player, drummer, percussionist, and keyboard player. I do a lot of arrangements for music and stuff like that.
Now, were you trained on anything specifically?
No, I
music?
learned all by myself. In the early years, when I was a little kid, my father did try to take me to a music school and teach me. And I had 2 classes of that, and I told my father, save your money. I'm not learning anything with
There's
this.
a lot of musicians out there that do
Many.
Michael Jackson couldn't read a note, but he wrote great songs.
There's
Believe it or
great
not.
progressive musicians
Yeah.
that, I mean, it depends what type of musician you are. If you're going to go somewhere and you're going to read charts and do Broadway shows, and then you're probably going to need to have charts and stuff like that. But like, for example, Glenn Campbell didn't know how to read music. And when he recorded with Frank Sinatra, Frank Sinatra kept on saying, who's that new guy that keeps on looking over here? He didn't need the papers. They just put the papers there for him. And he would look and say, I'm playing with Frank Sinatra. So Frank thought there was something else going on. It wasn't that. It's just they put the papers there for him. So people like Glenn,
That's
you
a
could
nice
do it.
little bit of history
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that, too.
Yeah.
So is Glenn Campbell one of your influences, or Frank Sinatra?
Both. I mean, as a little boy, I started off with people like Elvis Presley, and then all the other different artists. I was born in Puerto Rico, and at the age of about 8 months, we moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, of all
Wow.
places.
That's a drastic difference
Yes.
from sunshine
Yeah,
to cold weather.
Very. But I started picking up on a lot of that old music at the time. And then when I went back to Puerto Rico, then that's where I started learning about Latin American music.
Which has a lot of percussion.
A lot
of
of percussion,
beat, yeah.
yes. Yeah, so.
Getting into that. That's nice. So anybody else that's a big influence with you? How about a nice Puerto Rican artist down there?
There's many. One of my favorite bands is Ricardo Rey and Bobby Cruz. They were what a lot of people would call salsa, but it's just Latin American music. And he was a wonderful keyboard player, and Bobby Cruz was a singer. And they just, at that time in the 60s, they were doing things with electronics and just thinking out of the box with Latin music. And I like them a lot. So those would be one of my favorites, El Gran Combo. Then eventually I got into Santana, because it had the rock and the
Nice,
crossover thing. At that time in Puerto Rico, either you were a salsero or you were a rockero. And what that meant was either you were into the Latin music or you were into the rock, but not both. It was
Wow.
very divided. When Santana came along, it showed that you could do both. You could do the Latin and the rock, and for me, that was wonderful. So people like, Santana, Jeff Beck, afterwards, the Beatles, were a big influence on my music.
So we're going to watch another video, and then we're going to come back and talk some more with Pupa. for tuning in tonight and watching Raw. We had some great guests. Thank you, Pupa, for coming to join us and sharing your videos with us. Where can we look you up if we?
You can find me in the internet, Facebook, YouTube.
Pupa, P-U-P-A.
Pupa Santiago, 5 Miles Utopia, In Bed by 9, and Boricua Guitar Power, yeah.
Yeah, because you play all those different instruments. You need all those different sites. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, really.
See you next time.